You know that feeling, right? You're standing there, maybe on the edge of some big life change, a new job, moving house, or sometimes it's just routine gets totally thrown off.
Yeah, or something huge happens globally and suddenly everything feels shaky.
Exactly. And then that feeling washes over you, that not knowing.
Ugh, yeah.
And you just wish you had a crystal ball, just for a second, to see what's coming, that urge for certainty. Have you felt that?
Oh, absolutely. It's such a deeply human thing. That craving for a clear path, for knowing what's next, it can really stop you in your tracks sometimes. It's just hardwired.
Okay, so if that's the starting point, where do we go? Because today, in this deep dive, we're not just talking about like putting up with that discomfort.
Right.
The mission here is really to figure out how to embrace it.
Yeah.
How to find some real peace
Yeah.
when life is just unpredictable, and maybe even find some good in the unknown.
Exactly. We're going to dig into some really cool insights, stuff from psychology, resilience research, even ancient Stoic philosophy, and modern well-being studies. And you might actually be surprised, the unknown, it's not just something to get through. It can actually be this powerful fuel for growth.
Really?
Yeah, lead to better choices and, honestly, a richer, more meaningful life. It's about flipping the script on uncertainty.
All right, I'm intrigued. Let's start with something basic then. This idea that we can control everything, this illusion of control we chase, and what it actually costs us.
It makes sense why we do it, though.
Yeah.
Our brains are built for survival.
Right.
Think about our ancestors, the cavemen or cave women who were just super chill and didn't plan ahead.
Yeah, probably didn't last long.
Probably not. Planning, preparing for obvious dangers, they gave a huge advantage. So that instinct for security, for certainty, it's baked into us. It's biology.
Okay, so we crave it because it helps us survive.
Yeah, and that craving gives us a sense of control. We make lists, we schedule, we try to predict what's next.
Well, here's the kicker, right? How much control do we actually have over big stuff? External events, other people, nature.
Not nearly as much as our brains would like us to think. And here's the tough part. If you have a really high need for certainty in a situation where there just isn't any, it actually leads to more anxiety. It's this feedback loop.
So trying harder to find certainty when it's impossible just makes you more anxious.
Exactly. It's a vicious cycle sometimes. The more you grasp for something you can't hold, the tighter that knot of stress gets.
And that anxiety, it's not just in your head, is it? It shows up physically, emotionally. It can be really uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah. The racing thoughts start.
Your heart pounds.
Maybe you feel sweaty, shaky, short of breath.
That knot in your stomach, feeling restless.
Irritable, can't focus, just exhausted all the time, maybe can't sleep. And underneath it all, just this feeling of fear.
Wow, yeah. It's a whole cascade.
And look, these are totally normal responses. Your body's just trying to alert you to potential danger, getting you ready for fight or flight or freeze. That's its job. The problem comes when we try to cope with that feeling in ways that aren't helpful in the long run.
Like what?
Well, think about constantly needing reassurance from others, or micromanaging every single detail of a situation or someone else's life.
Or putting things off, procrastinating.
Yes, or checking things again and again, like, did I lock the door? Let me check again and again.
Those things might feel like they help for a minute.
Exactly, a fleeting moment of relief. But long term, they actually feed the anxiety. It's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. It just makes the cycle worse.
So inside our heads, what's going on? You mentioned worry. It sounds like a lot of it is like a misuse of our imagination.
That's a great way to put it. We get caught up in catastrophizing.
Catastrophizing, okay.
Yeah, we become champion scriptwriters for disaster movies starring ourselves. We imagine the absolute worst thing that could possibly happen.
And then we live it, mentally.
Vividly. Like, it's happening right now. You could be perfectly safe on your sofa, but in your head, you're already homeless because maybe you messed up one thing at work.
Wow.
We consistently overestimate how terrible things will be, and almost always we underestimate our own ability to actually cope if something difficult does happen.
And it seems like anything can set that off.
Anything. Watching the news, hearing one word like recession or cancer, getting a weird phone call.
Yeah.
Even just a random physical twinge in your body.
Yeah.
And sometimes, isn't it funny, even when things are going well, when life feels good and stable?
That little voice pops up.
Yeah. What if it all falls apart? What if this good thing ends? Like, we need to worry just to keep things okay.
Which leads us to some kind of weird beliefs we have about worry, doesn't it? beliefs that actually keep us stuck.
Absolutely. We really need to challenge some of those, like the classic one, stress is bad for you, period.
Which feels true, right?
Right.
Chronic stress isn't good.
Chronic unmanaged stress, sure. But some really fascinating research shows it might actually be the belief that stress is inherently harmful that does the most damage.
Wait, really? The belief itself?
Yeah. If you view stress as something that energizes you, helps you rise to a challenge, your body actually responds differently, more productively. Mindset matters hugely.
That's a game changer. Okay, what about this one? Worrying shows I care.
Ah, yes, the guilt trip we give ourselves.
Right. Like if I'm not constantly agonizing about my kids or my partner, do I not love them enough?
But think about it from their perspective. Do the people you care about really want you tied up in knots with catastrophic thoughts as proof of your affection?
Probably not. They probably want me present and able to help if needed.
Exactly. Or how about worrying prevents bad things from happening?
A magical thinking one.
Right. Look, reasonable planning helps. Wearing a seatbelt, saving money, that makes sense. But worrying ourselves sick about things we absolutely cannot control, that doesn't stop them from happening.
It just makes us miserable now.
Pretty much. Or the idea that worrying prepares me emotionally for misfortune. Does it really?
I feel like it just drains me before anything even occurs.
It exhausts you. It leaves you less resilient when actual challenges do arise. There's that great saying, you can't wring your hands and roll up your sleeves at the same time.
Oh, I love that. It's so true.
Yeah.
Catastrophic worry just paralyzes you. You're stuck in your head, spinning your wheels.
Totally stuck. And this brings up a really important difference we need to make. It's crucial.
Right.
We need to separate real problem worries from hypothetical worries.
Real versus hypothetical. Got it.
Real problem worries are about actual stuff happening now. Solvable problems that need attention. Like, okay, public health concern. Regularly washing your hands, maybe wearing a mask. Practical steps. Need childcare because school's closed. Reaching out to your network, making calls. Someone's crossing a boundary. Asserting yourself calmly but firmly. These are things you can do something about right now.
So like, my fridge is empty. I need groceries. That's a real problem.
Yeah.
Worry needing action. My car won't start, need to get to work. Real problem, need a solution.
Precisely. Those demand action. Now, hypothetical worries. Those are the what-ifs.
The rabbit holes.
Exactly. They're about things that aren't actually happening, might never happen, but theoretically could happen way down the line.
Give me an example.
What if I lose my job next year and then my savings run out and I end up homeless? Or I feel fine now, but what if I suddenly develop a terrible illness out of the blue?
Right. You're building this whole disastrous future in your mind, but it's not real right now.
It's pure mental fiction, and often it's about things far off in the future, completely outside your current reality.
Okay, so the key is normal worry helps you solve actual problems.
Yes, it motivates you, helps you plan constructively for real issues, but that excessive hypothetical worry,
It just leaves you feeling awful.
demoralized, anxious, exhausted, it gets in the way of actually living your life now. It steals your present peace for a future that might look totally different anyway.
Okay, this is where things get really interesting for me. Because we usually see uncertainty, crises, as just bad, full stop.
Right. Avoid at all costs.
But you're saying, and the research suggests, that there can actually be upsides, hidden benefits in the unknown, even in tough times.
Absolutely. It sounds counterintuitive, I know. Because crises bring real challenges, financial stress, job loss, health scares, grief, isolation, conflict, all sorts of pain.
Yeah, serious stuff.
But history and psychology show they also have this surprising ability to spark positive change.
Like what?
Well, sometimes crises force communities together. They foster amazing cooperation, people working towards a common goal.
Okay, I can see that.
They often spur incredible innovation. When the old ways don't work, people get creative, find new solutions. Think about scientific breakthroughs during wartime, for instance.
Right, necessity is the mother of invention.
Exactly. And on a personal level, crises can really force us to pause and get perspective. What truly matters? What are my core values?
It strips away the superficial stuff sometimes.
It really can. It gives you this chance, sometimes a painful one, to reaffirm what you stand for. I love that C.S. Lewis quote about the atomic bomb.
Oh, the one about living normally?
Yeah. If the bomb is coming, let it find us doing sensible human things, praying, working, reading, listening to music, bathing the kids, not just huddled together like scared sheep obsessed with the bomb.
It's about living fully. meaningfully, despite the uncertainty.
Precisely. Focusing on what you can control, your actions, your values, your inner state, even when the ultimate outcome is unknown. And embracing that uncertainty, leaning into it, actually builds strength.
How so?
It makes you more resilient, more adaptable. It forces you to stretch your comfort zone, discover strengths you didn't know you had.
And creativity too, right? If the path disappears, you have to make a new one.
Absolutely. You have to think outside the box. It forces innovative solutions you'd never find if you just stuck to the familiar. And it can even improve decision-making
Oh,
because you're forced to analyze risks more carefully, weigh options without relying on old assumptions that might not apply anymore.
that makes sense. Is there research on this?
Yeah, quite a bit. There's a fascinating link between curiosity and what psychologists call stress tolerance, basically, how well you handle the discomfort of the unknown.
Okay.
Highly curious people, they're more willing to sit with that discomfort, to explore things even when it feels uncertain or ambiguous.
And that helps them how?
Well, this willingness makes them more engaged in life, leads to more moments of joy and satisfaction and overall better well-being. There was even a study with doctors.
Yeah.
It found that the doctors who were more uncomfortable with uncertainty actually monitored their patients more closely and mobilized resources more effectively.
Wow. So the unease, channeled right, actually made them better doctors.
It seems so. That feeling of not knowing for sure can be a gift, making us more vigilant, more adaptable.
That completely flips the script. And you mentioned this might even help with polarization in society, which feels so relevant now.
It really does. When you embrace the possibility that you don't have all the answers, that things are complex, it opens the door to perspective taking.
Seeing things from someone else's view.
Exactly. Truly trying to understand how someone with very different beliefs sees the world. It makes it harder to stick them in a neat little box, to just label them as the other side.
It loosens those rigid categories.
Right. It's what some call deliberate perplexity. Choosing to be open, to not know everything, even about why someone else thinks the way they do. Studies show when people have conversations focused on listening and sharing personal stories, not just arguing points,
Yeah.
they start seeing their opponents as complex humans, not just labels. Biases decrease on both sides.
So uncertainty can actually help us find common ground, connect with people we disagree with.
It challenges our echo chambers, forces us to see complexity. It can be a really powerful path towards empathy and better collaboration. Moving beyond black and white thinking.
Okay,
What?
that's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
So let's make this practical. What tools can we actually use to navigate this? You mentioned stoicism earlier.
Yes, a cornerstone is the Stoic dichotomy of control.
Dichotomy of control. Sounds serious.
It's actually incredibly simple and freeing. It just means drawing a clear line, what is actually within my control and what is not.
Well-
Because the more energy we waste trying to control things outside that line, other people's choices, global events, the future, the more anxious we become.
So figure out what's mine to handle and what's not.
And then, this is key, genuinely practice letting go of what's not in your control. Doesn't mean you don't make plans.
Right.
It means you accept you can't plan for every possibility, so what can you control?
My attitude, how I react.
Definitely. Your attitude, whether you consume news 24/7 or turn it off, limiting social media.
My kindness,
Yeah.
how I treat people. Myself.
Yes. Your kindness, your grace, simple actions like wearing a mask if needed, those are in your control.
And what's not.
Whether other people follow rules, how much toilet paper is at the store, how long a pandemic or a recession lasts, other people's real motives, predicting the future accurately.
Right. Trying to control those is just futile.
It's exhausting and futile. Letting go is liberating. It takes immense pressure off.
That reminds me of that old Chinese story, the farmer and his horse.
So yeah, the maybe story.
Right. The horse runs away. Bad luck. Maybe. The horse comes back with wild horses. Good luck. Maybe. Son breaks his leg. Bad luck. Maybe. Army comes. Son isn't drafted. Good luck.
Maybe. Exactly. It perfectly shows we rarely know the true nature of events as they happen. Our control lies in our response, our acceptance.
Accepting that uncertainty is just part of the deal.
It's fundamental. And another tool, closely related, is mindfulness, really being in the present moment.
Mindfulness gets talked about a lot, but it's often misunderstood, isn't it? Like, people think it's about having a totally blank mind.
Yeah, or achieving some deep state of relaxation instantly, or never having your mind wander.
Which is impossible.
Totally impossible. Mindfulness is actually simpler. It's about adopting this gentle, open, curious stance towards whatever is happening right here, right now. moment by moment.
Like watching a river.
That's a great image. And when your mind wanders off, because it absolutely will, that's its job, you just gently notice and guide it back without beating yourself up.
Okay, so like a quick exercise for that?
Definitely. Try grounding or dropping anchor. Right now, wherever you are, just pause. Notice 5 things you can see.
Okay. See my desk, lamp.
Good. Now notice maybe 3 or 4 things you can hear.
Hear the computer hum, traffic outside.
Great. What can you smell or taste? Anything.
Maybe coffee lingering.
Okay. And finally, just notice what your body is doing. Sitting. Breathing. Feel your feet on the floor.
Yes, sitting, breathing. Okay.
And then just gently bring your focus back to what you were doing. That's it. It pulls you out of the what ifs and back into the right now.
That felt centering. So it connects to making space for thoughts and feelings too. Because trying to just push them away never works.
It backfires spectacularly. Try not to think of a pink elephant.
Uh-huh. Yeah, all I see is pink elephants.
Exactly. So the goal isn't to eliminate tough thoughts or feelings. It's to allow them to be there. To see thoughts as just thoughts.
Facts.
Not facts, not commands. This is called cognitive diffusion. You're kind of unhooking yourself from the thought. Ask yourself, is this thought useful right now? Not is it true?
Okay, useful, not true.
If it's not useful, you don't wrestle with it, you don't push it away, but you also don't get swept away by it. You just let it drift by like a cloud. Acknowledge it's there, then let it go.
Observing, not battling. And does that work for feelings too, like anxiety or sadness? Because we really try to shove those down.
Yes, through what's called acceptance or willingness. Think of feelings as raw information, like the weather.
The weather.
Yeah, it just is. You don't label rain as bad weather inherently. It just is rain. Feelings are like that sensory info. They aren't good or bad until we label them.
So don't judge the feeling.
Don't judge it. Allow it to be there.
Well,
Make some space for it in your body. Can you soften around the edges of that tightness in your chest? Can you just breathe into it? It's about letting the feeling be present without letting it run the whole show.
Okay, allowing. And what about when things feel really, really hard? When you're just overwhelmed?
That's where self-compassion comes in. It's incredibly powerful.
How do you practice that?
It's actually pretty straightforward. Ask yourself this. If someone I really loved, my best friend, my child, my partner, was feeling exactly what I'm feeling right now, how would I treat them?
I'd be kind, supportive.
Exactly. What would you say? What gentle things might you do?
I'd tell them it's okay to feel this way, that they're strong, maybe give them a hug.
Perfect. Now, can you try offering that exact same kindness, patience, and support to yourself? You deserve it just as much.
It's a really good way to think about it. So we've got internal tools. What about action, moving forward?
Yes, connecting back to your values and taking committed action.
Committed action.
Ask yourself, okay, in the middle of all this uncertainty, what do I want to stand for? What kind of person do I want to be? How do I want to show up?
Defining your principles, basically.
Yes. And once you have a sense of those core values, kindness, curiosity, courage, connection, whatever they are for you, you look for small ways to sprinkle them into your day. Let those values guide your actions.
Even tiny actions.
Especially tiny actions. It could be anything. Playing with your pet, going for a walk or run, tidying up one small corner, drawing, writing, singing out loud.
Letting emotions out healthily.
Yes. Or consciously doing a small act of kindness, making a gratitude list, learning something new online, listening to music that lifts you, spending 5 minutes in nature. Planning one small goal, sticking to a simple routine, connecting with one person, cooking a nice meal, anything that aligns with who you want to be.
It sounds like building resilience is also about consistent self-care and balance, like an ongoing project.
It really is. Prioritize the basics. Decent food, moving your body, enough sleep, some kind of routine. Notice your triggers, maybe too much news, and limit them. Practice kindness and gratitude regularly.
Adaptability.
Huge. Cultivate that growth mindset. See challenges as learning opportunities. Embrace change as just the way things are. Learn from setbacks. And practice realistic optimism.
Realistic optimism, not just pretending everything's great.
No, not at all. Acknowledge the negatives, the difficulties, absolutely, but actively look for the positives too, the potential alternative outcomes. Ask, okay, what's the most likely outcome here, realistically? And if my friend was going through this, what balanced advice would I give them?
Right. Stay connected with people too, that's important.
Crucial, even virtually. And remember that Stoic idea, amor fati?
Love of fate.
Yeah, it's not about liking everything that happens. It's about accepting it as part of your unique path. Embracing the whole journey, challenges and all, without getting bogged down wishing things were different.
Okay, so wrapping this up. Becoming comfortable with uncertainty, it's not about getting rid of the unknown. That's impossible.
Impossible dream, yeah.
It's really about building this inner toolkit.
Powerful inner tools. Knowing what you can control and what you can't. Practicing mindfulness to stay present.
Making space for tough thoughts and feelings without fighting them. Treating yourself with compassion.
And letting your deepest values guide your actions step by step.
Thinking about it, we've all navigated uncertainty before. Many times. We just maybe didn't label it that way.
Exactly. You already have the capacity. You have the tools, the inner wisdom to move forward with grace, with purpose, even with peace. One moment at a time. The unexpected is, paradoxically, the most expected part of life.
So maybe the final thought is this. Instead of desperately searching for that perfectly clear, certain yellow brick road, what if we actually leaned into the journey itself? Even when the path ahead is foggy, unknown. What amazing lessons, what deep connections, what surprising innovations might we only find by bravely stepping into that beautiful, messy, unpredictable unknown?